As soon as the train doors opened, the new recruits were so terrified by what they saw that they stumbled backward. Across the river, Stalingrad was engulfed in flames and smoke. Before they could even catch their breath, they were yanked off the train one by one. Amid shouts for victory in the name of the Soviet Union, and with cold pistols pointed at them by officers, thousands of young recruits, barely 20 years old, were herded like sheep onto the waiting ferries in a state of fear and confusion. On board, a political officer read aloud a farewell letter from a mother to her son, but the speech was quickly drowned out by the relentless sound of explosions over the water. Suddenly, a military boat was hit and shattered. The recruits instantly tensed up. What awaited them next was even more terrifying. A German Stuka bomber appeared in the sky. With its piercing, howling dive, it unleashed a rain of machine gun fire. At that moment, all they could do was curl up where they stood and leave their fate to be decided in the storm of bullets. Faced with such horror, some of the young men completely broke down. Panic spread like wildfire. Many began leaping off the boat, trying to escape, but they didn't realize they were now seen as traitors. Without hesitation, the political officer shot them all. Once the German airstrike ended, the water returned to a deceptive calm. Soon the ferry reached the shore. With pistols raised high, the surviving recruits were violently dragged onto land. Even their desperate pleas were no match for the harsh reality of military orders. The reason these inexperienced young men were forced into battle was because the Soviet army had already lost 6.3 million troops, and this city carried the name of the supreme commander himself. So Stalin had ordered that it must be taken back at any cost. But as the recruits looked around at the wounded soldiers covered in blood and missing limbs, they had no idea if they were capable of what lay ahead. For now, survival was their only hope. Suddenly, a veteran on a truck shouted instructions. One man was to take a rifle, the other ammunition. Weapons and bullets were handed out separately. The recruits didn't understand why, but instinct told them that a rifle was the only thing that could keep them alive, so they rushed forward to grab one. Vasily, a former hunter, reached out, but someone snatched the rifle from his hands. No one around him knew that he had been shooting Siberian wolves with a rifle since the age of 5. Helpless, he clutched 5 bullets in his hand and followed the rest of the unit onto the battlefield.